Good morning, everybody. Good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to me and Benjo's tarot card reading. Enjoy. I don't think nothing going. I was trying to think of a theme for this week's tarot. So it's getting a bit, I don't know for y'all, but it might be getting a bit monotonous. And I was thinking maybe a theme might break up that monotony, bring in and invite a bit of variety, variation. Just got something to say. What we do? Anyway, but I can't think of a theme. Unfortunately. Uh, with that being said, we have the Dragon Tarot today. Dragon Tarot. So we'll see how that goes. We've been doing the Crow Tarot. Might as well switch it up. Like I said again, to break out of monotony. Which I guess we can go ahead and get started because I think that's my introduction. Welcome. How y'all doing? How y'all been? Same old, same old. I'm put the book and everything right here because I know I'm gonna have to reference it. Well, nothing new. That's good. Thanksgiving. I guess we can do something like with the holidays, right? Or at least holiday theme. Thanksgiving is, generally speaking, a time of giving thanks, being holding gratitude, attitude of gratitude. And then Christmas is, if you're religious, the birth of Jesus Christ. Maybe if you're a little bit more spiritual, exchanging presents, right? I think it's hard to extract the gift giving that is a part of Christmas. Which, I don't think it's such a bad thing. I think there's a lot of room for people to kind of critique, should I say, just to kind of be open and kind of have a positive kind of vibes here to critique this gift giving on Christmas. But I don't think giving gifts is so bad. And yeah, just the idea of giving gifts, I think that's nice. Well, how nice of you to think of me or that person or whatever. Or maybe a more of exchanging of gifts. So we have we're going from holding gratitude to exchanging gifts. I'm not really sure what you can call that theme other than holidays. But we'll see. We're thinking more about concepts instead of maybe like holidays. With that being said, this is like my third cup of coffee. I'm obsessed with coffee. Don't worry, I'm not going to get dehydrated like I did that one time when I went running. Passed out. I said, now I think about it, I don't think I had water for the past 3 days. I think I just maybe was drinking my coffee. I'm drinking water now, don't worry. And speaking of gift giving, just maybe to give out ideas, I don't know. Every time I'm all over San Antonio and I see whether it's like a boutique or something, some sort of store, and I see that they're selling some refreshments. I always get especially happy to see when people sell the mineral water, Topo Chico. I love that mineral water. I said, you know, if you're a store in San Antonio and you're selling refreshments, is something you're doing, you should probably sell Topo Chico. They have the original. They have what is it? Grapefruit, lime. I think recently they started selling the hard seltzer, but in cans. But anyway, the mineral water, the glass box in the box might be a good gift to give. Anyway, I'm not sure how I got on that. Oh, my coffee. Yeah, got plenty of coffee. And I guess maybe that's another cool thing about gift giving is sometimes your motive of giving a gift is getting something that the receiver of the gift would like. But I find maybe like the older you get, um, it's not necessarily so much about that, right? Sometimes it can be a bit about uh, 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 giving a gift and not necessarily something that the receiver of the gift would get for themselves, but you're the one who got them that, and so that's fine. Is that called something? I don't know. Probably not, right? No, Benji. He's very busy. He's went to his peanut butter. Now he's off to something else. I guess we can go ahead and get started. Benja's ready. And also now that I'm an artist, I just all I do is as far as giving is I give paintings and sketches. I just don't know there. All right, so I'm thinking the horseshoe again. I know we probably, I think if I remember correctly, we did that last week. But as your tarot card reader, I would like to just practice a little bit with this Dragon Tarot. I have a candle going. Can you tell in the reflection? No, you can't. It's the Winter Woods, Cranberry, and Winter Pine. Light candle spelled LYGHT. The candle is spelled as how you think it would be spelled. Okay. Okay, one more step on promise. Alright. Comes into win. You want to tell part Papa Baby? You ready? He's ready. Okay. Okay, maybe we can pick up a card for our puppies at the end of the reading. What do you think, Benji? He wants to get one now. Okay, Benji, fine. For all of our pets, fur babies. Oh no, what's this one? 8 of coins reversed. So Eight of Coins is the craftsman at work, abilities being demonstrated. So for it to be reversed, I think is quite interesting. Um, maybe they're trying to tell us something. We need to have better abilities. What do you think, Minju? Um, we'll see how it goes because our overreaching theme is this reverse Six of Swords because I could not think of one myself. This reverse swords is moving on, moving past a negative situation. I think that's what it is. I'm going to have to double check. And again, in the Dragon Tarot, the reverse cards are open to interpretation. They don't necessarily mean the exact opposite and negative meaning of the upright meaning. Just basically is a question about the situation, the meaning. So I'm just going to double check because I don't feel 100% confident about that I got it correct, but I think I am. So we'll see. A Six of Swords, moving on from a negative situation. Okay. Reversed. I'm trying to think in other my other tarot cards I have right over here. I have dog, cat, crow, and dog tarot card readings, and I think one of the cards is about inability to move on, maybe holding a grudge. I think maybe it was in the cat tarot. Ninja, do you remember which one? He's looking at me so sweet. You remember which one, Ninja? Good puppy. Good puppy. I'm thinking it might have been the Three of Swords reversed. The Three of Swords, if you don't know by now, don't worry because I'm still learning all these. Is the crux, the cross, the intersection of the heart and the mind. The heart is usually the cups, the chalices, and the water element. But I'm thinking this moving past the negative situation to me seems maybe this there could be holding of grudges, right? It could be us, it could be somebody else. And again, as I get older, I guess this is just something that we talked about in the introduction. Um, you know, things aren't always so black and white. The older we get, the older I get, the more the complexities of life and life situations seem to need to be taken into account. And for whatever reason. So if there's some sort of grudge holding, some sort of moving on from a negative situation, if it's reversed, maybe it's moving on from a positive situation, which I think would be quite interesting. Why would you want to move on from a positive situation? So I think our overall overarching theme could maybe be some of those options. Maybe holding a grudge, but maybe for good reason. We call it holding a grudge, but maybe whoever's doing that might say something else. Maybe this is moving on from a positive situation, which I think is quite interesting. Why would somebody be doing that? So yeah, let's go ahead and start. So our past card is The Nine of Cups. Well. Speaking of positive situations, this is a very positive situation. The Nine of Cups is a celebration of life. You have this a seahorse, a dragon, all of these nice cups, and this whale tail, which I guess is like I guess for cups and water, and this dragon theme is very positive symbolism. So in the past, we've had a celebration of life, which is really great. Um, Time, what does they say? Time well wasted isn't wasted time, right? Um, so as far as holding grudges, I don't really see that right now with our past. Maybe moving on from a positive situation might be a little bit more with this Nine of Cups, because like I said, this Nine of Cups is extremely positive. I don't think there could be a negative connotation to it, but we'll see. Like I said, life's complexities. Uh, Presently, the Six of Cups. Again, very positive. Six of Cups upright is learning to live in harmony with those around you. This is a cup and water element to suggest the emotional relationships that you have with people. Um, Maybe even yourself. I see a little dolphin here. Um, this one's a little bit different than the Five of Cups, but the Five of Cups, I guess, is a little bit more introspective. But anyway, presently, again, another positive card, living in harmony with those around you. In the Crow Tarot, I might imagine this would parallel the Ten of Cups of the Crow Tarot, where it has like the rainbow and the 10 cups and like the birds in the nest and stuff like that. Um, so yeah, living in harmony with those around you seems really pleasant. And again, a lot of emotional connections. So that's great. Seems to be the emphasis here. Yeah, so let's get our hidden influences. The Four of Swords reversed. This one is very interesting. All of our air elements seem to be reversed today, so far. Um, I forget, but this little dragon here has 4 swords, and he's keeping 3 and leaving 1 or something like that. I forget exactly which one this is, so I'm going to have to look it up. Pardon me. The lifting of tensions, that's right. This is very interesting so far. A very good spread so far. We have a bit of stressors, and they seem to be in the sword and air element. For our pets, our fur babies, or if maybe you have a reptile or a bird or something, or those babies, they don't have fur. It's in the coins and the pentacle earth element reversed. Um, so yeah, this is very interesting. The air element is communication, logic, news, debate, and stuff like that. So I'm wondering if maybe we have this situation of not wanting to hurt somebody's feelings, maybe. This Nine of Cups is really positive, and I'm not really talking about that. Maybe this Six of Cups, living in harmony with those around you. Um, I guess there's kind of a resonance, like resonating on the same frequency and stuff, kind of, I guess, harmony. Maybe between the head and the heart, the air and the cups, water elements, lifting of tensions and question mark. I'm wondering, maybe that means there's not open dialogue for some reason. The lifting of tensions, maybe this seems a bit kind of protective, right? Holding a grudge, maybe it could be protective, but moving on past a positive situation, I can't see why somebody would do that other than maybe to try and be protective of someone, something. Um, so this lifting of tensions, it could be this stressors, constant stressors, not getting into a state of relaxation, but really just with the air element, not so much with the cups element. Um, So I'm wondering, maybe this week, our adversary, our antagonist to y'all, us being the protagonist, is the air element, right? Maybe the water and air element are in direct conflict with each other. Um, so let's see our obstacle. Six of coins. This one's funny. We have this coins, pentacle, earth, upright. I say pentacle because when you see the coins, it has a little five-pointed star, which is the pentacle. So, um, this one's funny. It's wanting to be generous, but the need to be discriminating. This little green dragon in the trees has like one of those justice balance scales, has scales, and all these little mushrooms on the ground. Um, which mushrooms, if you didn't know, are kingdom Animalia, the animal kingdom, not the plant kingdom. These guys little pets. I guess they have Eight of Coins reversed. But our obstacle today seems quite pleasant. Um, Wanting to be generous, but the need to be discriminating, I think, is something that maybe everyone understands the concept. Um, it is the earth element, pentacle, and the coins. It could definitely be finances. Here in the Dragon Tarot, the coins and pentacle is a suit, is strictly business and finance. So I would have to say this business and finance needing to be discriminating, which I guess could be frugal, could be economical, um, non-wasteful, right? Um, which I think is interesting considering our air elements. Um, you would think that this six of coins would have to overlap and mix with, have influence of this, what is this, Six of Swords and Four of Swords. Um, so as far as protagonist, antagonist, maybe, right? We have this kind of a water element kind of in conflict with the sword element, bringing in our obstacle here. It could be um, uh, something different. It could be we're kind of getting pulled in a lot of directions. Um, What I mean by that is something may make sense here in this water element. Something may make sense or doesn't make sense with this air element, and here in this earth element, something may make sense. But bringing them all together, it doesn't make sense or something like that. Um, but yeah, let's go ahead and move on and see maybe I can bring it all together. Her outside influence is the Emperor. I absolutely love this card. You may mistake this card for the Devil just because there's such a lot of like warm colors, like the red and the orange. Um, and I guess the fire, right? He has an orb. The Emperor is our first major arcana deck card. This is the outside influence. I think this is very interesting next to our pentacle or obstacle here, the Six of Cups. Um, I think the wanting to be generous but the need to be discriminating is definitely going to be underlined, italicized, highlighted with this Emperor card right next to it, right? Um, I'm going to refer to the book for the Emperor. Emphasizing superiority, his superiority. In one hand, he holds the Martian symbol of the orb with the arrow, which, if you're don't know astrology, Mars represents passion, not necessarily like cups passion, but like action, doing, and being passionate about a subject matter, a topic, so on and so forth. Um, and if you're wondering about like romantic passion, that's actually Taurus, who's ruled by the planet Venus. Which, I think is just really interesting one because I grew up with three Taurians. I don't know how you call that. Uh, and they're, from my experience, they are very much the earth element. Taurus is the earth element and very grounded to the earth type of situation. And I always think it's funny how the Taurus is ruled by the planet Venus, which is the romance passion. But Mars is action. I guess kind of closely parallels the wands, the fire suit. Um, Dynamic powers of action. This is upright. The divinatory meaning is the struggle for personal independence, which, as far as this emperor is concerned, I think, excuse me, all realms of doing and action, and I think can also be kind of this kind of instinctual type situation. Um, so I'm really liking this outside influence here, this kind of instinctual, this kind of that Nike slogan, just do it. I really like it. I think, especially when with a lot of movement, typically uh, uh, understood with athletic and sports, is sometimes you just do it. and that's the best explanation you can give somebody. Um, but as far as this reversed four swords and this reversed six of swords here, I think this outside influence of the emperor and maybe even our obstacle here is really going to be helpful for whatever this kind of imbalance and non-flow, maybe chakral deficiency is with this water and air elements we have here. Um, and I think in the Crow Tarot, the Emperor is the fire element, the Empress is the earth element. Um, so yeah, this fire element I think is really going to be very helpful for whatever kind of something we want to keep hidden, maybe. Something that is hidden um, for whatever reason. I'm really happy we get this Emperor card. If there's any kind of like stagnant kind of energy, this Six of Cups and subsequent Emperor card is really going to help us out there. So let's see what our advice is. The Hermit reversed. Very interesting card after the Emperor. Our advice is the reversed Hermit. This Hermit is a lot like the Hanged Man, a lot like the Hanged Dragon here in the Dragon Tarot. This kind of meditative kind of going off and figuring out information, which is um, uh, inner questions, right? Which I guess philosophy, personal philosophy, questions of meditation, and which is uh, not the same across the board. It's very individual and subjective. Um, withdrawal, I think, is a big key component to this Hermit. Um, Solitude meditation. Um, we've got this alignment with the pyramids and stuff like that. Um, so very kind of big concepts here this hermit is thinking of. So I think this is very interesting. Now that I see this card, what I said about this emperor really helping with the swords, I think the emperor probably would help with the swords, but the advice and solution I think is going to be with this reversed hermit here. This reversed hermit, it could mean alienation and isolation, which I think is really interesting considering all the cards we have here. I really think an option, if this applies to you, could be that this water element and this air element are kind of two conflicting situations going on. I think maybe this Earth Six of Coins and this Emperor Fire is really going to be very helpful with this water element. Um, And I think maybe these reversed Four of Swords and reversed Swords is probably going to be with this reversed Hermit card. This kind of air element type of meditation, maybe at times isolation, right? That might be why we have these very nice and pleasant cup situation here, because we don't want this reversed hermit to have feel this alienation and isolation when this reversed hermit is doing a lot of work that could be emphasis on kind of solitude and stuff like that, which I think is really interesting, considering this Emperor card, our outside influence again, is the struggle for independence. I think this Hermit probably really resonates with this Emperor card. Um, yeah, so I guess I'm just wondering why our water element and our air element is a bit a contradictory. The water element's going that way and the air element's going that way, so to speak. Just wondering why that is. Um, we have luckily for us, I think the Six of Cups and the Emperor is extremely positive. Um, So the lifting of tensions and moving on from a negative situation is in question here. Um, which this reversed hermit is going to have advice and solution for us. Let's see what the solution outcome is. The reversed Hierophant. This is very interesting. Um, the Hierophant is tradition. The Hierophant, you see, they have very similar arrows here, right? Rays of light, I guess, is I think what they describe it in the Dragon Tarot book. With the Hierophant, though, is somebody who works up the ladder, right? Um, the, that's what this little dragon means, right? You have to start somewhere, and you have to work your way up. As far as I guess going through suit, becoming the highest potential in each suit, like the knight, king, queen, and king, right? Um, uh, yeah, a lot of similar symbolisms here with the Hierophant and the Hermit. Of the six-pointed star. And this before part 2, let's see what I can read. Again, spiritual supremacy. We have a lot of superiority here, which I think is very interesting. But I'm going to say I'll impart to you.